Hey everyone. So, as most of you know, I've been doing these journal entries or passages, and it's not so much focus on the thoughts I've been having, because I'll be honest, my thoughts have been pretty good, probably the best that it's been in a long time. Haven't had any scary suicidal thoughts of harming myself. I haven't had those thoughts for a while, which is a huge blessing. I'm hoping it stays that way. Been feeling pretty balanced. I'm still on a couple different medications, but they're not completely helping me. I'm also doing my part in trying to help myself to stay balanced and to be more happy and maybe to feel excited, but I kind of gotta watch that because if I get too excited, I crash. So, I'm not trying to say that I'm afraid to feel excited, but more I'm just kind of keeping an eye on it. Today, I met with my case manager. I met her, the first time I met her was last Thursday, and I met her today. And today was probably a hard, you can call it a session or a meeting, I'm not really sure what to call it. And it seemed more like kind of like a counseling session, but she was asking me 60 questions about, basically my mental health and if I've ever been hit or mistreated in the past. She was just taking notes about that, asking about medications I'm on, things like that, or if there's any problems with drugs or alcohol in my family, or if there ever has been. I think that about covers it. But anyway, so we actually, surprisingly, we actually made it through all the questions, because last week she told me that most people can't get through those questions in one meeting or session. And surprisingly, we made it through all of them today. And so, I don't meet her again until June 17th, or no, 16th. And she's possibly going to be able to come here this time, which would be a huge blessing. Because where she is, it almost takes me an hour to get where she is. So, anyway, I just wanted to kind of give you guys something to kind of think about. I was actually thinking about this probably a couple days ago, and I shared it with this woman I've been kind of seeing for counseling off and on. And I've known her for so many years, and it's just been a blessing that her and I, we're seeing each other more. We're talking more compared to in high school where we barely talk to each other. And so basically, here's the thought. Imagine this could be out in the countryside. Imagine if you're at a moment where you're feeling really depressed, and you may be thinking, you know what, I just want to give up. I can't deal with this anymore. Well, imagine during that moment, imagine yourself being in a dark tunnel. You can even close your eyes and try to picture this. Sometimes I find that easier if I close my eyes and not really focus on what's around me at the moment. Sometimes it's good to do that, but sometimes if you're feeling really upset, it's kind of different. But imagine you're in this dark tunnel and you're kind of walking along in it, and you're just feeling really down, and at some point you just walk onto the train tracks, and then all of a sudden a train comes along. Would you just stand there and watch it come towards you and wait for it to hit you and kill you? I know I wouldn't. It's definitely not worth it. I'm not trying to scare anyone when I say this, but most of the time when in those kind of thoughts, those kind of examples, we don't usually think about when we're feeling depressed or feeling, just not feeling safe, having harmful thoughts, suicidal thoughts, just scary thoughts. And it doesn't have to be just suicidal thoughts. It could be any negative thoughts. And if it's more constant, then yeah, we gotta seek help. But we don't tend to think of these examples, like the ones I've been sharing in my passages, And so I'm trying to like write more of them at least once every day. There was a little like 2 or 3 days where I didn't write one, and I think, was it last Tuesday? Last Tuesday is when I wrote my first one, and then I didn't write another one till Friday maybe. So basically, the more I've been doing it, the more it's been helping me to kind of look at situations a little bit differently. I'm not feeling so depressed. Things aren't really going that great, like between me and my family and home life, but it's not any different than how it has ever been. At times it feels like it's worse, but I try to remind myself, you know what? I've had days like this, and and it doesn't cause me to, feel depressed. Like, I mean, yeah, I would get depressed. Today I got a little depressed, but I didn't have any of those thoughts that I used to have, which was awesome. But, I'm going to try to do a passage each day, and it's getting slightly harder to do them, but what I do is, and I would recommend this, but, you don't have to do it. I try to look at a certain object and try to think of it at, like, it's someone's life, and try to, like, kind of match it, maybe, and try to talk about its features and how basically it can, I guess, match with who we are, or compare with who we are. So, I just wanted to kind of do this video to share with you guys why I've been doing these passages, and I'll tell you, it's one of the best things that I have ever done. I'm not a writer. I've been told that I should be a therapist, but I probably will never have the money to go down that road. So for right now, and I'm still not working. It's been probably a couple months since I've worked. I'm currently in the process of waiting for a job. Waiting to hear back from one. What was I gonna say? Yeah, the passages have probably been the most help to me out of anything that I've done or tried doing. You don't have to write like those type of things. If you're kind of nervous about writing in a journal, here's something you can do. I mean, I'm not trying to force you to do that. I mean, it's something that we should all do, but, it's completely up to you. I find out with a journal you can at least write down your thoughts. And you should never feel afraid or worried of how you word it. Because everyone's different, everyone thinks differently, everyone feels differently. If we feel some of the same emotions, we react to them differently. Some worse than others, but, it's your life. Make the best of it that you can, because we only have one life. And, we gotta try to focus on trying to enjoy it as much as we can. I don't mean, like, some people go out to clubs or, go to parties and really get the drinking. And, I'm not one of those that do that. But, that's not exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, like, celebrate who you are, what you've been through, what you've made it through. Any struggles that you've been, dealing with. And, just try to remind yourself that it's okay. Life's not going to be perfect. And I'm pretty sure we all know that. If we're still here, and we've been feeling depressed off and on, then that's okay. If you're still here, and have maybe been having some suicidal thoughts, obviously that shows that you still want to get through them. Because most of the time, people, won't say when they want to basically kill themselves. I hate using that term, but it's true. They don't say it, they leave a note, and within seconds, they take their own life. But for those of us that, may say to each other, or post on Facebook saying, I'm just feeling depressed, I want to give up on life, I don't want to be here anymore. Think about that. You're still here. You're posting these things, which means that, it's good that you're trying to reach out. But, obviously, I'm not trying to say that everyone's a liar when they say that. But if you're, like, posting things like that, and, people look at this differently, honestly, we've all done this. If we're still here, it means we technically don't want to, really give up and take our own lives. But it shows that, we have the right mindset on trying to reach out to someone. But anyway, so I just wanted to kind of share with you guys what's been going on. And I kind of hope that, this video can kind of give people something to think about. Maybe some encouragement, I don't know. But I'm going to try to do more videos, and I'm going to try to do a passage each day. And I share in the group to try to give you guys something to kind of think about. I know I use, like, so many different examples for our lives, but sometimes it's what we have to do. Because it may be similar to what we may be struggling or dealing with. But anyway, I care about you guys, and I love you, and try to keep your head up.